Alright, let's pick up where we left off. We're starting with all the same setup code from tutorial 1, but now we're adding some new constants and colors. Notice we've added enemy width and height, which will be 60 by 60 pixels, making our asteroids slightly smaller than our player's ship. We've also set the enemy speed to 3 pixels per frame, which is slower than our player, giving us a fair chance to dodge them. I've added some new colors too. We have red for our game over message, and gray for our asteroids. These colors will help make our game more visually interesting and easier to understand. Now, here's something really important. We're creating a list called enemies. This list will store all of our asteroid objects. In programming, we use lists when we need to keep track of multiple objects of the same type. Since we'll have many asteroids falling at the same time, a list is perfect for this. Let's talk about our new functions. The first one is spawn_enemy. This function creates a new asteroid at a random position along the top of the screen. We use random.randint to pick a random X position, making sure the asteroid doesn't spawn partially off-screen. The Y position starts at negative enemy height, so the asteroid appears to fall from above the visible screen. The update_enemies function is crucial for our game loop. It moves each asteroid down the screen by adding the enemy's speed to its Y position. But here's a really important programming concept. We're using enemies instead of just enemies. The colon creates a copy of the list, which prevents errors when we remove items while looping through the list. If an asteroid goes completely off the bottom of the screen, we remove it from our list to keep our game running smoothly. Our check_collision function uses Pygame's built-in collision detection. The colliderect method checks if two rectangles overlap. If our player rectangle touches any enemy rectangle, we return true, indicating the game should end. The draw_everything function handles all our visual elements. We clear the screen with black, draw our blue player, and then loop through all enemies to draw them as gray rectangles. We also display helpful instructions for the player. Now, let's look at our enhanced game loop. We've added an enemy spawn timer that counts up each frame. When it reaches 60, which is 1 second at 60 FPS, we spawn a new enemy and reset the timer. This gives us a steady stream of asteroids to dodge. We call update_enemies every frame to move all our asteroids down the screen. Then we check for collisions, and if there's a collision, we print a message and end the game. Here's something really cool about our game over sequence. Instead of just closing immediately, we display a game over message on screen for 2 seconds using pygame.Time.Wait. This gives the player time to see what happened and feel the impact of the collision. The collision detection system we're using is called bounding box collision. It's not pixel perfect, but it's fast and works great for most games. Each game object has an invisible rectangle around it, and when these rectangles overlap, we consider it a collision. One important programming concept we're demonstrating here is the separation of concerns. Notice how we have separate functions for spawning enemies, updating them, checking collisions, and drawing. This makes our code much easier to understand, debug, and modify later. Try running the game now, and you'll see asteroids falling from the top of the screen. Your goal is to dodge them for as long as possible. Notice how the game feels much more engaging now that there's actual challenge and consequence. This tutorial introduces several key game development concepts: object management with lists, collision detection, game state changes, and proper game overhandling. These concepts form the foundation of almost every action game you've ever played. In our next tutorial, we're going to give our player some power. We'll add a shooting system so you can destroy those asteroids instead of just dodging them. We'll also implement a scoring system to track how many asteroids you've destroyed. Excellent work on completing tutorial 2. You now have a real game with challenge and consequence. Try playing it for a while and see how long you can survive. Don't forget to like this video if you're enjoying the series, and I'll see you in the next tutorial where we add some serious firepower to our spaceship.